Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene. I am here with an update as to how much I spend on fabric and also a few other things. It was interesting to me looking at certain expenses now that I've moved, specifically electric bill and the oil bill. I have no oil bill here in Mississippi. Oil. Some of you don't even understand when I say oil bill. When I used to have comments on there like, what do you mean you buy oil? Heating oil to heat the home. Here, my heat is electric. So I just get an electric bill. That covers my heating and my air conditioning and everything else. So it's interesting how much money I'm saving by living in Mississippi for just those two things. Okay, but mainly I was curious about fabrics, especially since I moved. Now, 2020 I know was a good year for me. It was big time pandemic. Everybody was home, everybody was shopping, they were watching my videos. I was selling a shitload of fabric, and I'm very surprised the difference between 2019 and 2020. At first I thought I must have made a mistake for 2019, but we'll get to those numbers and it makes sense. 2021 is the year that I was planning my move and the year that I also moved. And I thought for sure that I spent way less on fabric because I wasn't buying as much. Back then I was still buying a lot of bolts. I absolutely stopped that because I didn't want to have to move bolts of fabric. And I started buying a lot of pre-cuts. If I remember right, I kept my sales going right up until I absolutely couldn't. And I remember I was buying a lot of pre-cuts, like I've shown you in some fabric unboxings, specifically from Benartex, so I could just flip those quickly. I didn't have to cut, and and if I was left with anything, that was easy to pack. And then now we're in 2022, and I have only done my accounting so far through July, so I'll only be looking at those 7 months. So I'm going to give you actual numbers, and then I'm going to give you the averages per month that I spent, because then we can compare 2022, doing an average, for 7 months in the year so far, and, the other months. So let's just get going. 2019, it says that I only spent $9,510 on fabric. And, again, I was like, did I miss something? But I'm very good with my accounting. Hang on, let's see who this is. My brother. I didn't spend much on fabric, but I also didn't spend much on postage. So that goes hand in hand. So I really must have only spent $9,510 on fabric. Now there's going to be a significant jump in that when we get to 2020. So $9,510 on fabric. My oil was $4,466. That's for heating my house during the winter. See why I had to leave there? The heat was just going out through all those old windows. It's crazy. My electric was $12.89, and it's high because electric is expensive in Maine compared to Mississippi, I've learned. And I would run air conditioners, and again, the cold air would just go out of the house. So my total for oil and electric was $5,755 for the year. That's a lot of fucking money to stay hot and cold. My postage was $5,328. And I don't know that my postage is not usually that close to the amount of fabric that I purchased. I don't know. I don't know. Well, it's like, it's more than half. It just still doesn't make sense to me. The numbers just don't make sense. Fabric and postage are expenses. I'm very careful at, putting all my expenses into my accounting. So it just had to be. This has to be right. Now, my PayPal fees and eBay fees combined were $3,037 for the year. And my property tax, I just threw that in there. I don't know what property taxes are in Mississippi because I'm renting now, as I wanted to be. And but I paid $3,026. I'll just tell you those quickly because that doesn't change too much. So in 2019, I paid $3,026. In 2020, $3,334. In 2021, $3,351. And then 2022, zero, because I was no longer living in that house. I actually got some of a refund because I paid in advance for the whole, I don't know what the period is, from June or something like that. But I ended up getting a little bit of a refund because I had prepaid all my property taxes and I sold the house like a couple months before that period ended. And then I spent on restaurant or takeout. Again, I just include this because I know for some people that's a major expense. In 2019, I spent $42 for the entire year on restaurants or takeout. And that was some for my mother and then some for when I had Skylar. That's it. And even Skylar doesn't do a lot of takeout with me because I would just feed her food from the refrigerator. Imagine that. And is there anything else? Oh, cable is another thing that's much cheaper for me here. I was paying $240 per month in Maine for basic cable, no premium channels at all, basic cable and internet. I now pay $126 per month. That's my internet, which runs so much better than the internet I had in Maine. And it also covers cable, and I do pay extra for NBC, CBS, ABC, so that's included. I have my network channels, and then I have a Roku also, so I can have a million other things that I will never watch. And then it also includes a landline, because my mother needed a landline. She could not get used to a cell phone. And I've kept it because when I call and make calls, I like a landline. And $126 a month compared to $240, I consider it a free phone. I think I'm paying $30 for the landline. So I might look into other options. I think Straight Talk for my cell phone, I think they offer a landline and it would be cheaper. So I will look into that. And okay, so that was 2019. And then I'll do the averages after. 2020, a reminder, 2019, my fabric expense was $95.10. 2020, $27,373. That's more like it. And I say often that I buy a shitload of fabric, and I always think, maybe they think I'm exaggerating. I'm not exaggerating. I spend a lot of money on fabric. I buy a lot of it. $27,373. Oil and electric together went down a little bit, $42.18. It was a total of $57.55 in 2019. I remember that year there was one time where I paid just under $1,000 in 1 month for my oil. They had to come fill up twice. Postage went up to $9,751. That was at $53.28 the year before. My PayPal and eBay fees total $4,388. And restaurant, $0. It was 2020. I didn't go anywhere. I was so happy to have an excuse to go absolutely nowhere. And Derek and Skylar did not come that year. Skylar didn't come. Derek usually would bring her. So I had no restaurant expenses at all or takeout. 0, zilch. Okay, 2021, moving right along. Fabric. Now, this is where I thought it might have gone down, but it actually went up by just a little bit. It was $27,373 in 2020, and now it was $27,528. So it just went up by a couple $100, not even. Oil and electric went down again, $39.27. My postage went up to $11,960. My eBay and PayPal fees, because I was selling a lot, those fees went up to $5,333. My restaurant and takeout went up to $97 for the year. Derek came in the summer to bring Skylar, and then I had Skylar for, I think, 3 weeks, and then Derek came back to move us in October. So I had him, and it cost me a total of $97 to feed him House of Pizza steak bombs. 2022. Now, this is what I have spent in fabric so far, and we'll see when I do the averages that, where's my average? My average is the highest so far. This is through July, so 7 months worth. $17,847. I wish I could include August, because I know now that I have spent at least $3,000 so far just in August. And so, that would have brought my average up. Oil, $0. Electric, $637 for 7 months. I'm under $100 a month. Postage, $58.67, $5,867. My eBay and PayPal fees are down. Well, that's right. This is only 7 months. $3,916. And so far, restaurant and takeout, only $19.35. And obviously, that would be something that was for Derek and Skylar. I don't do takeout. I actually will have a takeout coffee now and then, so I might be part of that. So let's look at the averages. I'm editing, and I'm about to give you the averages for my fabric, and I didn't actually say it's for fabric. So the numbers you're going to hear right now are for fabric. In 2019, I spent only $793 per month. In 2020, I was up to $2,281 per month. 2021, $2,294 per month for the year, so it didn't go up. I have a budget of $3,000. Usually if I hit $3,000 in 1 month, I say, okay, I need to, maybe you rethink what I'm doing here. And then so far for 2022, for 7 months, I have spent $2,550 per month. So my highest so far. For the oil and electric, in Maine, I was paying an average in 2019, an average of $480 per month to heat and cool off my house. In 2020, it was $352. In 2021, it was down to $327 per month. Right now, for the 7 months of 2022, I have paid an average of $91 per month. So there's significant savings there. My shipping average in 2019 was $444 for postage per month. In 2020, $813. I was up. 2021, $997 per month. And so far in 2022, my average is $838 per month. My PayPal fees, I only mention these because those are a significant expense, again, in my fabric business. So in 2019, I was paying $253 per month for fees. In 2020, $366 per month for fees. 2021, I'm up to $445 per month in fees. And for 2022 so far, I have paid $560 per month. So I just thought you might be interested in that. And I know some of you are very curious, as to how much I sell. I would be happy to share that info because it's exciting to me when I hear what other people do. But I find when I talk money like that, people are, just fucking evil sometimes. Even though I have all my comments off, I can tell by the analytics people will unsubscribe and things like that. And I think it's too bad, and I know I've said this before, I think it's too bad that we can't be comfortable to be open and honest with earnings and income. And, I feel like I have at least some decent business sense, and I would love to share that to help others. Others have shared, and it helps me. But I don't know, I guess I'm I don't know. I let the haters get to me still a little bit, and, you know, that's it. But, you know, I'm very proud of what I have done for myself. And, you know, you've seen my closet where my fabric is during the fabric unboxings. That's my fabric. That's it. So you can see that I don't have a room filled with inventory. I'm moving this stuff. So it's quite obvious that my business is doing decent. You know, I'm certainly selling more than I'm spending, and, you know, to put it that way. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. And I will do this again. I usually do the year before, as soon as my taxes are done, but I haven't officially filed my taxes. I've paid what I think I owe, and I'm, you know, just, you know, letting it sit there. I have, I think, until October. So I'll get to it. I will get to it before I actually finalize things.